Hi, I I wish I could do this video. I I'm stunned. I'm I'm stunned. Um, just found out a moment ago. Brodie Lee passed away today at the age of 41. Um, this was a this obviously came as a surprise to everybody. I'm going to talk about him in a minute. Um, just damn, like it's just one of those things where um, he was on TV and then now he's no longer here with us. Want to read a couple of statements real quick. This is from All Elite Wrestling. They sent out a press release. The All Elite Wrestling family is heartbroken. In an industry filled with good people, John Huber, that's his real name, was exceptionally respected and beloved in every way, a fierce and captivating talent, a thoughtful mentor, and simply a very kind soul that starkly contradicted his persona is Mr. Brodie Lee. John's love for his wife, Amanda, and children, Brodie and Nolan, was evident to all of us who were fortunate to spend time with him, and we send our love and support to his beautiful family today and always. John's popularity among his peers and influence on the wrestling world was worldwide and transcended AEW, so this loss will be felt by many for a long time. We were privileged at AEW to call John Huber a brother, a friend, and one of our own. His wife, Manda, released a statement on Instagram. She had noted that he had been battling, a non-COVID-19 related lung disease and had been treated at a Mayo clinic. She wrote, "My best friend died today. I never wanted to write out those words. My heart is broken. The world saw him as the amazing Brodie Lee, formerly known as Luke Harper, but he was my best friend, my husband, and the greatest father you would ever meet. No words can express the love I feel or how broken I am right now. He passed surrounded by loved ones after a hard-fought battle with a non-COVID related lung issue. The Mayo Clinic is literally the best team of doctors and nurses in the world who surrounded me with constant love. On top of that, I can't express my love and admiration for the way All Elite Wrestling has treated not only my husband, but myself and my kids. At Margaret.Stalvey, at Meg Hala Girl 10. I'm sure I mispronounced that. I apologize. Cody, Brandy, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, Kenny Omega, Tony Khan, and the rest of the team at AEW have helped keep me standing and pick up all the broken pieces. I've been surrounded by so much love and incredible people. I can't tag them all, but they know who they are, and I don't think they will ever know how thankful I am for them." Um, the first time that I ever saw Brodie Lee wrestle was in Chikara. And this was, oh gosh, I want to say like 06, 07. And, here's this guy with a beard, a scraggly beard. And this is before He had the jeans and the sweaty undershirt on, and he was coming from or from the New York area. I want to say like Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, that area. And then he changed his character into becoming sort of like this rugged man with this big puffy beard, and there's water all over him. He's got jeans on, and he comes down to Johnny Cash. God's gonna cut you down, and here's this tall man. I mean, he looked tall, and the way he moved in the ring was unbelievable for his size. To be able to move that quickly, that fast in the ring was amazing. Like, you didn't see guys that size, 6'5" or taller, move around that quick. And that's how quick he moved. I mean, he was a quick guy. I don't think a lot of people realize how fast of a guy he was in the ring. Like, he was fast. And like, the big feud that I remember he had in Chikara was with Claudio Castagnoli, now Cesaro. And the feud culminated in the first ever steel cage match in Chikara, and I think they only had one other steel cage match after that. And Brodie Lee was in the very first one. So, he's in Chikara, wrestles in Ring of Honor, I know, for a little bit. Dragon Gate USA, he went over to Japan for a little bit. Then he gets signed to WWE. He goes to this, new place called NXT eventually, and then his career kind of goes up another level because he is a part of the Wyatt family, and he becomes Luke Harper. And he, it was such a fascinating group because Bray Wyatt was the talker of the group. He was the guy. He was the leader. But if you saw Brodie Lee, in Chikara, in Ring of Honor, in Evolve, in Dragon Gate, you knew this guy had potential all over him. He had potential written all over him. And, he and Eric Rowan would win the NXT tag team titles. And then once they went up to the main roster, they stayed together for a little while, and then I don't know what WWE was thinking of in 2014, but they kind of split the Wyatts, apart, and Luke Harper ended up being the Intercontinental Champion. He main evented the Survivor Series in 2014, and to show how big he was getting, like, he had this momentum going for him. If you watch that match, again, Brodie Lee, Luke Harper, is the next to the last guy eliminated on Seth Rollins' team in that match at Survivor Series. And, it's incredible because you had, besides Seth Rollins and Brodie Lee, you had Corporate Kane, you had Mark Henry, you have Rusev, and here's Brodie Lee, and here's this guy who is incredible with his size. And he's the next to the last guy eliminated in that match. Eventually, he would lose the Intercontinental title, but, he would go on. He was in the ladder match at WrestleMania 31, where he, lost. Daniel Bryan won that match, but Brodie Lee would have a mini feud with Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley, and then there would be this time where he did get injured and was put out of action. And then, like, I feel that he never got a real fair opportunity again, because it was like he's back with the Wyatt family, or they team him up with Rowan. And that's nothing against any of those guys. But man, Brodie Lee was just an amazing talent. And then after he gets released, he goes to All Elite Wrestling, and he gets a second life. It's like he gets this second chance on life in wrestling as he becomes the Exalted One in the Dark Order, and it's this great character. Oh, it was such a good character, and it fit Brodie Lee. It's like it was another side of him you never saw, and it just fit him perfectly. And he was the semi-main event for Double or Nothing this year with Jon Moxley, and they, did the bump on the entranceway where he took the paradigm shift and they just fell through the stage, and then he gets back up, and then he later would win the TNT championship from Cody, and the way it was done was so good. It was believable, and I was enjoying Brodie Lee. This Brodie Lee was so good. And then the last time that we saw him on TV was the dog collar match for the TNT championship, where Cody regained the belt. And that's the last time we saw Brodie Lee on television. But man, he was so good. Just incredible talent. To give you, just to go through what he accomplished, in Alpha One Wrestling, he held their Zero Gravity title. I already mentioned the TNT title. Jersey O Pro Wrestling held the Jersey O Pro Heavyweight title, the New Jersey State title, was a co-holder of the tag team titles with the Necro Butcher, who is just, it's the Necro Butcher. Was the Next Era Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, NWA Empire Heavyweight Champion, and NWA Mississippi was the NWA Southern Television Champion, held the NWA Upstate Kayfabe Dojo title, NWA Upstate New York title on 3 occasions, co-holder of the Rochester Pro Wrestling Tag title with Freddie Midnight, Rochester Pro and NWA Upstate Television Champion, was the 2CW Heavyweight Champion twice, held the World of Hurt Wrestling United States title 3 times, co-holder of the NXT Tag Team titles with Eric Rowan, Intercontinental Champion, 2-time SmackDown Tag Team Champion, once with Rowan, the other time with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. They were doing the Freebird gimmick during that time. And accolades, just want to mention those real quick. His highest ranking in the PWI 500 was number 24 in 2015. That's pretty doggone good. Was voted Best Gimmick by Wrestling Observer Newsletter for the Wyatt family, and was in the Slammy Award winning Match of the Year for 2014, Team Cena versus Team Authority at the Survivor Series, which I talked about a little bit earlier. He was a sports fan. I know that he was a fan of the Washington football team because they used to be the Washington Redskins, but Washington football team. And I didn't know that he was a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I did not know that. I guess being close to Buffalo and Canada would I guess that would kind of do it. But damn, this is this is kind of a shocking. This is a shocking one. On the same day that the great Danny Hodge, we found out, passed away yesterday, we find out Brodie Lee passed away today. I will say I've never met him, but I was a fan of his. He was a very good big man. Um, I'm gonna think highly of him as just this talented big guy that can move around. And I mean, if you want to, look for clips, it's gonna be on YouTube. He just was an amazing talent. I I want to say that my thoughts go out to his friends, his family, his wife Amanda, which I read the Instagram message earlier, and to his sons, Brodie and Nolan. Um, this is this is a shocking loss. This is really a shocking loss. We lost a hell of a big man. We lost a hell of a big man. And looking at some of the Twitter messages a moment ago, someone with an even bigger heart. Brodie Lee, a.k.a. John Huber, passed away today at the age of 41.